Welcome to Richard Mabey Presents.
Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It's Friday, November 17th, 2023, early in the morning. So it's been a while since it's just this little, put on the old Sunoco hat and sit down and chat. Um, and I'll probably put this up this morning. um, Thanksgiving is soon, and my sister and I were in the Walmart. Went to the Walmart, and they're playing Christmas music already. So that was a little bizarre, a little Twilight Zone. I mean, um, it just was a little strange. Um, for some reason, um, it's on the dawn of this holiday. I always consider like the middle of November the dawn of the holiday season, meaning Thanksgiving is coming up very soon, and then of course Christmas and New Year's. But this year have been in Florida, Central Florida, for 15 years here in the villages, and this year it's hit me like a brick wall. It's like that routine Jackie Gleason. I wish they would show that gig that Jackie Gleason did. I wish they would show it on YouTube or something. Maybe it is there. I don't know. I've been looking for it. But Jackie Gleason did this routine where he was on this high. They built this high wall, and it was a ramp, and it led to a wall, a brick wall, but it was actually styrofoam or cardboard boxes or something like that. And this is after the Honeymooners, when he had the Jackie Gleason show, and I think he filmed it in Miami, Florida. So he came down the ramp, and he hit the quote brick wall of phony bricks made out of cardboard or styrofoam. But when he hit the wall, he fell off the bicycle, and he really did get hurt. And it was like a spoof on what was that fella's name? Evel Knievel. It was like a spoof, a Jackie Gleason spoof on, but he really did get hurt. And I remember, it was maybe 1964, 1965. I was about 11 years old, sixth grade or so. I remember that affected me profoundly. That, because Jackie Gleason was a big man, and when he fell off the bike, and it was kind of if they didn't run it live, they didn't do a retake on it, that kind of thing. But that's how I feel like I've hit the brick wall emotionally and mentally. Kind of very homesick for, I call it old Lincoln Park, and it doesn't even exist anymore. Most of the woods are gone. Most of the farms are gone. When I was a child, like 6, 7, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, there had to be at least 8 or 9 or more working farms in Lincoln Park. The chief products being corn and tomato, and some string beans and that kind of thing. And each farm was from about like 50 to 120 acres in size. And it was just that feeling of corn, just going and seeing cornfields as far as your eye could see. There was a road called Old Pine Brook Road. Now I believe they call it West Pine Brook Road. And there were a lot of farms out there. and a lot of woods. Um, we had just, I mean, behind my house, it had to be like 80 acres of woods or more. And they cut all those trees down and built these McMansion. In Jersey we call it McMansions. These huge, $1 million mansions on postage stamp lots. Yeah. And so, and the other thing is, my sister and I were talking just very recently that it's kind of Twilight Zone. Like if we were to move to Lincoln Park and buy a house in Lincoln Park, I don't think we know 10 people. It's kind of weird. A whole lot of people have moved, and mostly, interestingly enough, specifically, they moved to Western New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, the Carolinas, or Florida. And so there's this disbursement of friends and relatives. I remember when I was growing up in Lincoln Park, easily, I mean, very easily, there had to be 300 Mabeys in Lincoln Park. Because my grandfather's uh, my grandfather's father, I think there were 11 children in the family, and they all stayed in Lincoln Park, Tuaco, which is the next town to Lincoln Park, going to the southwest, or to the southwest of Lincoln Park, this little town called Tuaco. And if you were coming from Tuaco, we were the first house on the left-hand side. And it's very easy to lived on Mabey Lane. But all of, I would say, I'd say 98% of my cousins, first cousins, second cousins, that lived in Lincoln Park are now living somewhere else. Or I'm 70 now, so a lot of my older cousins have passed away, and it's just a very eerie feeling. The landmarks have changed. Steve, the old-time barber in Lincoln Park, has retired. I don't know even if he's alive. And Moe's Sweet Shop, his son Bob had it, but he retired, and now it's a bagel shop. And the old hardware store where Mayor Dave owned the hardware store on Main Street with family, with his father-in-law and his brother, and that's closed up. And I call it the corporate invasion, McDonald's, and corporate stores, corporate fast food places, corporate restaurants. So the population, I think when I was about 10 years old, there were 3,000 people in Lincoln Park. And now I think, I don't know what the latest census is, probably about 18,000, So, it's like Thomas Wolfe wrote a book about it. You can't go home again. So, but I have this, I don't know what it is. I was doing some yard work. I didn't film it. My sister and I have been buzzing around Central Florida, and I've been taping that. So I was doing some yard work uh, a few days ago, and I just had this. There's something that's happened in my neighborhood in the last 2 years, maybe in the last year. So many people in my neighborhood have passed away. And what happens is a phenomenon. Um, the the husband or wife pass away, and within a month, within 1 or 2 months, the surviving spouse moves back to Squirrel Valley, New Jersey, to live with one of their kids. So this is interesting. When I first came here, I was the young kid on the block, like I was 55, and I was the young kid. Now at 70, now you can, the official age is 55, but if a couple is 50 and they don't have any children living with them, they can move into the villages. I mean, that kind of thing. So we had this influx of people, new people, and that's cool, hey, welcome. But most of them are between 50 and 55. So it's kind of like a Twilight Zone episode. Where I was when I first moved here 15 years ago, I was the young kid at 55. I was the young kid in the neighborhood, and now I'm grandpa, and it's almost getting eerie that the 50-year-olds, I could be their father. You know how weird that is? It's so strange, and I think they were born in 1973. Like, say the husband, even if the husband's 50, I know how chauvinist this may sound, but say the husband's 55 and the wife is 50, or the wife is 55 and the husband's 50. They were born in 1973. In 1973, in May of 73, I was graduating from, I started my college at a local community college, County College of Morris, and then went on from there. But I was graduating with my associate's degree. When they were born, I was 20. It's just very strange. It's very strange. So I don't fit in anymore. Not that I ever did fit in, but it's like eerie. It's weird. So at Ollie's, I filmed Ollie's a while back, but I didn't make a big deal about it. But I bought the Snap Tight 2018 Mustang GT. It was $12.99. I'm gonna say $13, easy math. So I did buy it. Getting that reflection. If I hold it like this, I don't get the reflection. So I know I've got to get back on the horse. So the last model I built, my mom was still alive. It was probably around the summer of 2019. So it's been over 4 years since I built the model. So, and I saw all these beautiful car models at beautiful car and truck models at Ollie's. And they're like this, I won't mention any names, but this at one of those hobby shops would cost you about 20 bucks. And the more classic models, they're going for like $35. So the reason I got Snap Tight is my glue is all, I've used up all my glue. I do need paint. I need to buy some model paint. But all of that is ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. So I said, let me get back on the horse with a Snap Tight. And I like Mustangs, so it was the right formula. So I am going to put this together. I might film the process of putting this together. So and you don't have to paint it. It's like a yellow, but anyway, so that's down the road. I am, but my good friend Stuart, whom I've known since first grade, sent me this as a gift, and I'm about, you see, almost, well, halfway point. And I read, you don't want to speed read Thomas Wolfe. So I savor it. Sometimes I'll read a page and then I'll go back to the top of the page and read the whole page again. And sometimes I'll do that 3 or 4 times because Wolfe was such an incredible writer, very like poetic meter. The just a phenomenal writer. So I savor Thomas Wolfe. One of the things I've been revisiting on the rocking chair on the front porch, I've got to figure out a way to film, chatting on the front porch on the rocking chair. But lately there's a lot of people walking by with their dogs and everything. And I don't, it seems like I blink my eyes and it's all new people in my development, in my neighborhood. And they look at me funny. When I do my spiel in the garage, they'll stop and they'll look in the garage. And so, I'm kind of pegged as a nutcase. So, I said, well, I'll film on the front porch on the rocking chair. And I said, that's just going to make them think I'm even further out in Twilight Zone, But I've been going through my old Boy Scout handbook. This is my actual first Boy Scout handbook. I got it when I turned 11, September of 1964. I was in Mr. Yergely's 6th grade class, and it was $1, and 480 pages, $1. But one of the wise guys, you bring your Boy Scout handbook on hikes and camporees, and I believe was hiking the Appalachian Trail. And I just joined the troop in September, and we were hiking the Appalachian Trail in October. And this really broke my heart. Look at what one of the wise guys did. He drew in like a cigarette, and like he's smoking, and he's got the glasses on, and he's got a goatee beard, and I remember like, oh, let me get I don't know, maybe I was going out and getting firewood or getting water or something like that, or taking away from my little tent. Maybe it was a camp out where we had the tents, or maybe it was camp out where our hike on the Appalachian Trail. And I had left my handbook on my sleeping bag, and one of the wise guys did that drawing. And it always bothered me because I cherished the Boy Scout handbook. And I tell you, I was so upset. It was one of the older guys, one of the older scouts. So, here I am in sixth grade, and this wise guy's like in his first year of high school. What am I going to do? He's about 4 years older than me, or 3 or 4 years older than me. What am I going to do? So 64, 60, 63. So that's 60. Yeah, 60 years ago. Almost 59 years ago. And it still haunts me. But I mean, here I was 11 years old. This guy's 14, 15 years old, big bruiser, wise guy. What am I going to do? Can't cry over spilled milk, I'll tell you. Lousy, stinking wise guys, I'll tell you. So anyway, this is just a great, great book. One of the things I always liked about, I marked that page there, is the great, great information on the stars, finding the North Star, the constellations, and that kind of thing. There's a wealth of information using the compass. Just an absolute wealth of information, I'll tell you, the Scout Handbook is a phenomenal. How to set up your campsite. There's all the scouts, they're going to the campsite. Hey, bud. Hey, Lou. Hey, Sam. That kind of thing. So, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Just a little chit chat, little, small talk and that kind of thing. Keep in touch. One of the things I'm going to work on is when I do these little chats is I want to have a light coming at me, because I get this shadow on my forehead with the Sunoco hat. So I want to maybe get a light that's coming right at me. That'll be cool. So I'm going to sign off. So if you like this video, or even if you did not like this video, please smash the like button and please comment. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button and hit the bell on the right-hand side, and it'll give you notification when I put up new videos. So I'm going to close. So stay happy, stay positive, stay healthy. This is Richard Mabey signing off.